When we think of a therapist's office, there's often that standard image, that cozy room, got the comfy couch, the chairs. People are working together through their challenges.
Now, in this week's Mind Matters, we meet a Little Rock therapist who's trying to create change by taking that couch to the community. Here's Wake Up Central's Michael Aaron in This Morning, a THV11 Morning Original.
Even if I'm well or I'm whole in my household, but everybody on my street is suffering through something, to think that that trauma is not going to spill out and affect me, that's almost unrealistic.
A concept Little Rock native Andrea Fresh understands firsthand.
If we can normalize trauma, and that's okay, then we can also normalize wellness.
And she says that requires something she's full of.
I'm a hope dealer. I'm the best in the game.
A title Fresh wears proudly. She's dealt that hope to client after client, having worked as a therapist for almost 2 decades.
You can't be a therapist and not have like tons of hope that people are going to get better.
But Fresh realizes she's just one person. Not everyone has access to mental health services, and some people simply aren't comfortable asking for help.
What I'm hoping to do is possibly change the tide for communities that are suffering from traumatic events.
So she's taking conversations that would typically take place in her office to the silver screen.
We know that many of our community members are suffering, are hurting, are working through things.
Her TV show, Holding Spaces from the Couch to the Community, launched last spring and streams on Roku.
I really have a lot to talk about, to come out, you know.
It features conversations with people like Joan, who lost her son to gun violence and her husband to COVID-19.
I still got something locked up, dealing with what I went through.
They're not my clients per se, but what the show does is provide like a therapeutic setting to normalize what therapy could be like.
And in many cases, it provides meaning behind their experiences.
Sometimes being able to help someone else puts that into perspective for them.
Through the show, a line of clothing, and involvement in the community, Fresh says this is just the beginning of a greater movement.
I believe that there is always like a silver lining. So if we can kind of focus on that, we can move past some of the situations that we go through.
Michael Aaron, THV11 News.
Holding Spaces from the Couch to the Community is streaming on Resurgent TV. That is a Roku app. For a link to stream and more information on Fresh's t-shirt line, visit this story on thv11.com.